Yes, guys, I'm back. I'm back from being ill. Now, I'm not 100% yet, but I'm well enough to give you a radio show featuring special guest. Now, before the radio show starts, I want to say you may hear some background noise in this one. Due to the location that we're recording, and you may hear a few clicks every now and then. I have no idea why that did that, so just ignore that, take no notice of the little clicks and the background noise. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I hope you enjoy this next radio show, and hopefully I'll do more in the future. And also, I know it's been a long time with, everything, but there are more videos coming soon. So, here is the first return of the radio show. It's the return of Ben Povey Radio! So, without further ado, here he is! It's Ben Povey! Hello everyone, yes, it's me, Ben Povey. Welcome to the return of the radio show. And today, I have got a very special guest for you. It was Cerebral Palsy Day. I can't remember when, it's been so long. But I couldn't make a video because I've been ill, so I kind of missed that day out. So instead, I'm going to do this radio show and tell you a little bit more. We're going to go a little bit more in depth today about my particular case. So to help me with that is the one and only Russell Povey, who is also my dad. Dad, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Russell Povey, Ben's father.
So, as I said, today we will be talking about my particular case of cerebral palsy. So, first question, Dad, what was it like for you? We're going to jump straight in. What was it like for you as a father to know your son had cerebral palsy or had some type of illness? I want you to take me through how it started.
Well, first of all, as you know, me and Mum had a few problems getting pregnant. So to cut a long story short, we had IVF. We had 3 eggs implanted back into Mum's womb with the hope that at least one would go on to be a baby. Because Mum was quite young at the time, all 3 eggs fertilised, and we were told we were going to expect triplets, which was a complete shock at the time. Anyway, it was a happy pregnancy up until about 6 months, when Mum had a bit of a bleed, and we ended up losing one of the babies. And quite rarely, one of the babies eventually was born, but had died in the womb. Mm-hmm. So that was very upsetting. But Mum knew that she had to carry on and be strong for the 2 babies that were left. Anyway, Mum did really well and got to 30 weeks. And then the other, which was you, Ben, and your sister Olivia, wanted to come into the world.
Yeah.
So do you want me to carry on?
What did you want to say? Where did you want to carry on from?
Well, we'll carry on from there. Can I carry on telling the story?
Yeah, go on.
So you and Olivia were born on 13th of September 1996 by cesarean section. Mm-hmm. And you went to the special care baby unit because you were born prematurely, obviously. Everything was going hunky-dory. We were coming in every day and you were growing and doing really well. And then, boom, our world was shattered again when you, Ben, became ill in the intensive care unit, and it turned out you had a rare form of meningitis called citrobacter meningitis, which was so rare they didn't know how to treat it. Anyway, they eventually contacted some doctors in America who diagnosed exactly what it was, and you went on a broad-spectrum antibiotic, by which time quite a bit of damage had already been done to your brain.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point it looked like half your brain had been damaged. I mean, me and Mum, devastating. I remember coming home and rocking myself to sleep and just in a total mess.
Yeah.
The worry was immense.
Yeah.
Anyway, you survived it.
Yeah.
You survived it.
As I got older, what were the challenges that you faced as, you know,
Well,
a normal like birth would be, you know, you kid grows up and you see the developments of, you know, walking and talking, and what was the difference? Because there was quite a big difference, wasn't there?
well, obviously we were told that you would have some difficulties from the brain scans. You know, i.e. sight problems, developmental problems. They didn't really know how it would affect you because you were just a tiny baby. So we were just told, you know, watch out for different milestones. Obviously, we were under close scrutinies from the hospital, watching over us and backwards and forwards with appointments. But that wasn't the end of our worries because of the problems you'd had. Your head started to enlarge, which meant you had fluid on the brain. So, you know, obviously diagnosed with hydrocephalus, which was another devastating blow. We just thought, what else is going to hit us?
Yeah.
Anyway, you end up having to go into the Great Ormond Street Hospital and have a shunt fitted, which is a tube that goes from your head into your brain and drains fluid into your stomach, which has been there to this day.
Yeah, we don't know if it's even working still.
We don't know if it still works, but there's no point in doing anything with it because you don't take out something that is not infected and with the risk of causing infection. So that's another thing you had going on. So as the years went on, obviously the beauty of having twins was immense, you and Olivia, but the worry was always in the background of how you were going to progress. But we tried to put it behind us, tried to enjoy everyday life as we could, and obviously we tried to stimulate you as much as possible. I mean, every milestone, I mean, without going into it too deeply, the day you actually got up and walked was like one of the best days of our life because we had been to certain appointments along the way that said you would never walk, you would never see, you would never talk, you wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But we never believed that because if you believed that, you'd just gone into this dark hole, which we wasn't prepared to go in, and we just thought, as much as we were worried, we just pushed you to the best of your ability.
So, the appointments, what kind of places did you take me to help my development?
We obviously we had all the normal appointments at Great Ormond Street.
It's quite unorthodox, you know.
Well, we tried. You look for anything. We did some study into the latest study into kids with cerebral palsy. You know, when we finally realised that you had the cerebral palsy and the muscle weakness down the right-hand side, we found something called ANR, which was a Russian group that had this theory that they would put your hands and pump certain parts of your body up and down like pressure points that would, I don't know, to get the blood flowing. Anyway, we went back and forwards there for years and spent thousands and thousands of pounds. But to this day, I don't know if it made any difference, and I'm not so sure now that we wasn't just clutching at straws, that it might have been another scam. So you just do anything you can over the years that might help, you know. But, well, any more questions for me at this point?
One more is, so you have had, obviously, it's been a journey. But what was the most, you know, exciting milestone, would you say? Like, I know you said walking, but when I started to see and things, what was the biggest one for you?
Well, another one was the fact that we always knew your hearing was really acute, because you'd hear, we could remember you saying there's a dog barking, and we could barely hear it unless we opened the window, things like that, which apparently compensates for other things. Maybe it was, you know, obviously your eyesight isn't fantastic, and your eyesight has been diagnosed as being quite unusual, because you can't pinpoint what's going on, but we do know you've got perception problems which make it difficult seeing steps and things. But then in another way, you could, as a baby, you could pick up a little hundreds of thousands out of our hand. So in some ways you couldn't see things, in other ways you could. So we'll never know how you see, because only you don't know, you never know any different. So it's hard to work out exactly what's going on there. So the fact that you could see and enjoy the odd, when you were young, you used to sit up at night watching cartoons. We had to get up in the middle of the night and turn the cartoon. That was just another thing, because you were having, I haven't even mentioned that.
Yeah, you can mention it if you want.
We had to deal with you were having seizures. And we didn't even realise at first, we just thought you were unsteady because you just fall backwards or whatever. But then we were diagnosed with epilepsy, and there were a specific form called drop attacks. So you would just be there 1 minute and drop down the floor next, which as you got bigger become more and more dangerous. Spent years, that was another thing that marred everything, that we had to spend years trying to get the right medications. Now, as anyone with epilepsy knows, it takes a long time to get the right medication mixture to stop certain types of seizure. I mean, some people never stop them, but unfortunately, after years of trial and error, we found some, and touch wood, it has kept your seizures completely at bay for many, many years. But I don't want to harp on about that, because I just want to forget that that ever happened, because that was another time. You know, I can remember you falling flat on your face on a concrete floor, because we were just developing our house, and then you nearly lost your 2 front teeth. There's all these little things that have gone on for years that have, you know, just been hard sometimes, very hard.
Yeah, so another one thing I wanted to talk about was one more thing. Reiki. You took me to Reiki. Now, can you explain what that is? Because I'm quite interested in
Reiki healing. I don't know a lot about it myself, but we had a good friend who lived in London called Vicky Warmadam at the time, and she was studying Reiki, and she kindly offered for us to take you to her house every week. And it's a form of hands-on healing, using the energy of the universe to heal, and I do believe there's something in it. Once again, we don't know to this day how much it helped. We just don't know. But you try anything. You try anything that you think might help. So that was just another thing. And I would strongly recommend that, you know, you look into anything alternative. I mean, for yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Yoga's very important for stretching for you types of kids. You just got to motivate yourself to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for doing this. I know it was, you know, it must have been tough for you. So, last question: what piece of advice would you give to a parent, or even the one that has it, to help them deal with it?
It's not going to be easy, because it's very hard to turn yourself off from the fact that you know you've been told that there's going to be problems, and you fight against it thinking, no, it's going to be fine, but obviously quite often it's not fine. So you have to find a coping mechanism and for me, watching your sister grow and get through the milestones, and then you obviously being behind and finding things more difficult, was heartbreaking. And I think what it is, it took me many, many, many years, and probably still to this day, it's a gradual process of accepting your situation, accepting what you have. And for me, it was very hard to accept, probably just because that's me. I'm not saying it is for everybody. But once you accept, then you can obviously get on with what you need to get on with. And you just got to stay strong and just think, you know, there's going to be good and bad times, but let's just focus on making everything as best we can.
Okay, well, thank you for coming on. I know this must have been hard for you to talk about, and I hope you have learned something. I hope you have enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and we shall see you soon. Say bye, Dad.
Bye, Dad.